There's an extremely underappreciated skill that if you master it, it will elevate you above 99% of the population. Let me tell you something weird that we did when I used to hire staff. I used to put the ad out and I would describe the job, and then when it came down to like the call to action, what they're supposed to do, I would tell them, all right, so please do not send an email to, then I would put in the email address of a competitor and then a comma, and please don't send your resume and your cover letter to this address. And I would put a random address. And also make sure that whatever you send out to us, it's coming by package mail. So you send a package. You don't send a real letter. You don't send a letter in an envelope with a stamp. You send a package to us. And before you start whining, this was a pretty well-paying position. So I don't even know what sending a package costs. Must be a couple of dollars. Well, with this inflation, it's probably $100 by now. But back then, a couple dollars. And send it by package, and make sure that you include some word in the cover letter. The reason why I did this is to make sure that whoever responded was capable of following instructions. And maybe you won't be surprised, maybe you will be surprised, depends on how cynical you are. A good 60 to 70% of responses would come in doing everything wrong. They would send an email, they would send a letter with a stamp, they would send it to the wrong address, they wouldn't include the word, they wouldn't format it the way we asked them to. It was bizarre. Because the instructions were very clear. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was don't do this, do this. Don't do this, do this. Don't do this, do this. 60, 70, sometimes 80% of people couldn't manage to follow some simple instructions. And it really cut down on the amount of staff applications that I had to go through, because I sort of kicked out the people that couldn't even follow a simple instruction. Now, if you're watching this, there's a very decent amount of chance that you would be among the 80% of people not even being able to follow a simple instruction. And it doesn't really matter what you believe right now, because chances are the Dunning-Kruger effect is real. Chances are you're saying that you could never be part of the 80%. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if you get simple instructions, follow them to the letter and actually do it. That's the easiest and quickest possible way to impress someone in a higher position than you are, someone that you want to impress, someone that you want to get a job with, someone that you want to go in business with, whatever. If you actually follow the instructions to the letter and do the things you're supposed to do. And I know it sounds kind of simple and maybe even odd that this would be something that would elevate you above the crowd, but it really actually genuinely does. You'll be amazed at how impressed people are if you can just follow simple instructions. Appear on time, looking good, doing what you're supposed to do, having prepared what you're supposed to prepare for, and that'll elevate you above the crowd massively. If someone tells you, please send me this in a Google Doc format with this subject line, in this place, on this email address, if you do all those things, you'll separate yourself from 80% of the crowd right there. People can't seem to follow simple instructions. And it's a great thing, actually, for you, because it means that you can easily set yourself apart from the vast majority of people out there.